Hey, my puppies! This is Melody Fletcher with Deliberate Receiving, where the law of attraction finally makes some freaking sense. Today's burning question comes from Awesome Maya, who wants to know, you know how they say we can attract anything with the law of attraction? So, how does it work with relationships? The law of attraction tells us that you can't control other people or bring them back into your life, but the exception to the rule is you can if that person's on the same wavelength. So if someone is really trying to believe and has unwavering faith, our puny little know-it-all minds, as you put it, could start to be like, oh, but look, you're not on the same wavelength. How could this work? But you know, like, no, you're on the same wavelength. How do you really know? Do you just go with gut feeling instinct? All right, Awesome Maya, I'm so glad you asked this question because it's going to let me kick your butt a little bit. Here's the thing. You're trying to control circumstances. You're trying to control how you want to get what you want. You want to control who shows up. So I get this question all the time from coaching clients who come to me and say, I know he's the one, Melody. He's the one. He's the guy that is for me. He's perfect. And then he won't come into their reality. He won't come together. The relationship won't happen. Why not? He won't ask her out or whatever. Because he may not be the one. And by you glomming onto him and deciding that he is the one, you're actually missing the one. Here's what's happening when you do that. What happens as you raise your vibration and as you start to get rid of some of the negative beliefs is that relationships that you have access to get better and better and better. So somebody comes into your life that is like the best person you've ever met, the best match you've ever had. And you think, oh my God, he's the one. But whenever you so desperately, and I'm using this word on purpose, desperately glom onto somebody and decide that they're the one, that desperation is coming from a place of fear. Fear that no one else that good, or God forbid better, is ever going to come into reality. If you get rid of that fear, then you can understand that this guy is just a one. This guy or girl. This person is just a one. They're not necessarily the one. They're who is in your reality right now. And they're there to show you things. And if it's bringing up desperation within you, then that is part of the reason why they're in your reality. There's a lot of people who are there only as precursors. They're not yet the ultimate manifestation of what you want. They just look a lot like it. And yet, a lot of the time, they look a lot like it only from one perspective. And if you actually got to know them way, way better, you would realize that they're not actually what you want. And oftentimes people have realized this but don't want to realize it. They put themselves into denial about it because they're saying, this is the best that I've ever found. And I'm willing to put up with all that other stuff in order to get some of this really good stuff. But you don't ever have to settle. You don't ever have to compromise the things that are really important to you. You get to go for an awesome relationship. Now, if you're not quite ready for it, then people are going to show up that are going to show you that in various different ways. So, for example, you could have an awesome guy come into your reality and you want to tell me, hey, he is awesome on paper, he's awesome in person, everything about him is amazing, but he won't ask me out. Why won't he ask me out? Well, perhaps he really is an awesome guy, but he's come there, the universe is sort of dangling him in front of you, not to be an asshole, just to show you that you still have some fears, for example, because it's safe as long as he doesn't actually ask you out, but if he actually did ask you out, it would actually shut you down with fear. That's just an example. I'm not saying that that's what's happening with you specifically. Yeah? And so you say in your question, you know, what if you know that somebody's a vibrational match to you? They're on your wavelength. They're a vibrational match. You don't know. You don't know. You have faith. You change your vibration. You see what happens. You see who shows up. You don't try to hold on to anybody who is trying to leave your reality or who isn't coming in fully. You let that happen, and you trust that you will continue to change your vibration. You will continue to level up until you actually get to that awesome, awesome, awesome relationship. So in every case when somebody is doing this sort of, I know he's the one, they're selling themselves short and they're willing to settle for somebody who is not yet that awesome, awesome guy that they're not yet a match to, but that they are wanting to be a match to and that they're moving towards being a match to. So you don't have to settle. And if somebody doesn't really come into your reality, or if somebody doesn't want to be with you, how is that the perfect person? How is that the perfect guy? Oh, he's perfect, only he doesn't like me that way. Part of your absolute deal breaker should be, he loves me and adores me just as much as I do him. When he walks in the room, I think that he is the best thing that I've ever seen. Butterflies start in my stomach. It takes my breath away. And when I walk in the room and he sees me, the same thing happens to him. Don't settle for it being one-sided. Don't settle for it being anything less than awesome. Keep working on yourself and trust that it will come together. Don't ever put that responsibility on one particular person who isn't coming in that way. Consider it a precursor, somebody who's come there to show you that you're on the path. They've shown you some things that you are already a match to and some things that you're not yet a match to. Things that are not yet present, like him not asking you out, him not wanting to be in that kind of relationship with you. Yeah, those are things that you don't want, where you still have some work to do. Don't glom on to a specific person deciding that they are the one, because generally when you do that, they're not. Okay, if you found this content helpful, then please consider sharing it with somebody who will also find it beneficial. And if you want to join the discussion, leave a comment below, or come and join the Happy Shiny Puppy Army at deliberatereceiving.com, where all the fun is, and with lots and lots and lots of law of attraction content that you can spend weeks going through if you're so inclined. Until next time, I'm sending you guys huge Happy Shiny Puppy hugs. Bye!